Hey, good morning, everybody. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Troy, why are you standing in front of a swamp? That's a good question considering I'm from Missouri. Well, I had an interesting proposition come up. I had a guy reached out to me. He saw some of the cage work that I was doing, and he was like, hey, Troy, what are the chances you could scan my car? You could design a cage for me. I said, hey, no problem. Bring the car by the shop. I'll knock it out. And he said, well, there is a problem. I'm in Florida. I was like, well, that's a pretty long haul unless you're going to have me come to Florida and scan the car. He's like, no problem. Come on down. I'll set you up. So he did. So I flew down last night. I'm heading over to the shop right now, and it's going to be a fun project. So I'm going to scan his car. We're going to talk about what he wants with his cage. And I'm going to take all this information back home, draw it all up, design it. We're going to cut it out on our equipment, bend it all up, kit it up, and we're going to send it straight to him and see how good of a job I do. So fingers crossed this thing turns out absolutely perfect for him. And if not, we can make a few tweaks too, but I expect it will because the last few I've done have been really good. So let's get this thing started. All right, we're heading over to go do this scan this morning. And sorry, if you see all this flashing, I'm driving by trees and the sun's coming through. Anyway, it's kind of blowing me up this morning. But I just wanted to talk about this process and how accessible it is nowadays. And you're probably watching this video and you're like, man, this guy spent this money, he flew you down so you could do the scan on his car and go back home. Like, why would you spend that kind of money on this? Well, if you think about how much money you're going to actually spend building one of these cars, I mean, even if you're just doing an 850 deal, more or less, 25X, 750, 60 certification. I mean, nowadays, a nice car, 50,000, 100,000, 250,000. I mean, depending on how fast you want to go and how nice the car is going to go, the sky's the limit. So if you're going to get a cage custom built and you're going to send it to a chassis shop, it's going to be there for months and they're hand building all the bars. There's going to be a considerable investment in that cage. For me to come down, have a small initial investment, get all this data in the computer, I can design a kit off of it. I can cut it, bend it up, send it to you if you're a fabricator, or if you have a local shop, and then they can just drop the cage in and build it much, much quicker than doing it all from scratch. It actually saves quite a bit of money. So this small initial investment up front is actually really wise on his part because it's going to get this project going much quicker than he was initially. And I think that's what we're going to talk about a little bit when we get there. So I'm going to finish this drive. We'll catch up in a bit. Shout out to Alamo for setting me up with this beast, because if you're looking for practicality at a great price and not at all concerned with how you look rolling down the road, the Mitsubishi Mirage is absolutely your first choice. Okay, I made it to Mason's place. We're gonna walk in, talk to him for a few minutes, check out the car, and then we're gonna kind of talk about what his plan is with projects. So let's go say hi. Yeah. All right, you're on camera now. It's official. Hey, good morning, Mason. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
All right, let's come on in. All right, so now that we're out here, let's just talk about the car for a few minutes and, why you called me up and kind of what you were thinking with me coming down here, because I'm interested.
So it's a 1970 Plymouth Duster. It's a real 340 4-speed car. Its whole life, it's pretty much been a race car. It's always been Florida-based. The story goes that the original guy that owned it, it became just a fast street car, and then one thing led to another, and then it turned into a race car, and then he ran it in Super Stock J.
Oh, this was a Super Stock car?
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So that's the reason all those photos I sent you.
Yep.
That was old 70s style ladder bar.
Yep,
with
that makes sense.
Leaf spring.
Yeah, that's what they all had.
That's all they had.
Yep, for sure.
That was a big thing back then. But the fabrication work on it was just so horrible. You'll see from the photos that I had to cut it out. It was just horrendous. Stick welding and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this car has only got 6,525 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when I bought it, and I've always wanted to bring it back to make it to a street race car, and then lo and behold, as time's gone on, the Sick Week Drag and Drive has become so popular.
Yeah, I know. You're down here in the heart of it.
Yeah, yeah. And what better to have is to build a car that you can drive all the time. Because that's the big thing with like a dedicated race car is you just travel to a racetrack and you only get one pass at a time.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's what everybody's learning is it's so much more fun to
Yeah,
have more seat time in the car and you get to drive it. You got to have some experience with friends and family.
exactly,
You know,
exactly.
I
It's
think
hard
that's
to
why it's
believe it.
blowing up so
It's
big.
hard to believe it. If my wife is going to be my co-pilot.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's just more time with
Yep.
her, and we were, you know, our relationship has gotten better and better
Yep.
as our years have gone on.
You make it through a drag and drive, it'll be really good. So.
Yeah, I know.
If you don't.
Yeah, it's either gonna be one or the other. She might
Yeah.
say, no way, I ain't going on another one of those damn things. You're nuts.
Yep.
You know, I don't know. I haven't really added it up.
Yep.
All I know is this right here is all the parts
Oh, that's what came out of
that I
it.
cut out, and there's like 75 pounds worth of
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
just, you know, from the front suspension, A-arm brackets to, yeah, a bunch of unneeded. I don't need torque boxes, so I cut out all the factory torque boxes on this. Being that I'm going to be putting it in stronger with tubing, just one less thing that didn't need to be there, you know?
Yeah. No, you got to set up right.
Yeah, here, let me spin it over a little bit. Take this out. So I've been trying to get this project going for a very long time. And as everybody knows in life, things get in the way. And so I was thumbing around YouTube one night and I ran into Vasco. Is that right? Vasco,
Yeah, yep.
Vasco Speed and Performance. And
Shout out Vasco Speed and Performance.
yeah, yeah. And Beater Bomb was on there with his car talking, and lo and behold, you entered into the scene with what you were there on the episode talking about. And so I sat there one night and I'm like, man, it would be so nice to be able to get things and expedite things faster, you know?
Okay, so I think this could not be a better situation for what we're going to do.
Yeah.
The scanner loves a little bit of a rough finish, which sandblasted could not be any better.
Cool.
And having it bare like this is great because we're going to get all the sheet metal. You know, there's no drivetrain in it.
Yep.
You don't have grease on it.
Yep.
You know, scanner doesn't like that. It doesn't like real shiny things. And you
Undercoated.
got it on a freaking rotisserie. So thank you. I don't have to crawl underneath of it. You know, we don't have to jack it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an interior scan.
Okay.
Then we're going to do a scan under the car. And really, I'm just doing that to pick up frame rail and cross members because the floor is the same in the top as it is in the bottom. I mean,
Correct.
the scanner.
Yep.
And so we'll have those two scans. And I'll probably go ahead and do the front suspension, well, the front frame rail, I mean. And since we're here for gigs, I might even do just a body scan. I don't usually do that, but I think I'll do it for fun. And might as well, we've got it all here. And it should go pretty quick.
Nice.
So we'll probably record a little bit of that process so you guys can see how I do that because I need to start doing a little bit better job of showing that off. And I'm too busy working, not spending enough time recording stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, should be fun. Ready?
Yes.
All right, let's get after
Ready.
it. That was a big file. It'll be cool to look at later and see how big it is, but it did good on it. So zoom all this in, pull it around. Looks good. It's all green. Good stuff. We got all the floor. We got rear frame rails in there. We got all the front stub. So we can take this, and then since we got this cowl right here, where all the dots are, see if I zoom it in, you can even see the dots. See that? So the inside of the scan, we got that area too. So those two will just snap together perfect. We can build a whole duster now. Okay guys, so I made it back home. So let's take a look at our progress since we went and scanned Mason's car in Florida. We've got 4 scans to look at. So the first one is the inside of the car. That was the big one. That's the one we really want. That's how we get all of our data so we can figure out where to put this darn cage at. and it turned out so well. Having that car completely stripped apart, having it sandblasted, and having it on rotisserie just made it perfect for what we need. So you can take a look. It picked up all the floor pan. Everything looks just flawless. We got a couple little misses in here, but not bad. And everything in blue is what the scanner hit. That's really the front of the scan, and everything in brown is just the back side of the scan. It really doesn't have any thickness. Like if I could slice this, or you can see like there's no thickness to it. We're just looking at a surface, and then we have to piece stuff together. So let's look at the next scan. So the next one is the floor. So here's the floor. This is the second one we did, and I went in here and trimmed the fat away, I guess you could call it. There's a bunch of stuff that overlapped that I didn't need. So we do the floor, that way we can find out where the subframe's at. So we got the front subframe, we've got the rear subframe, we've got some of the front structure in here. And then we also did a door panel, which is nice because if you want to make door bars go around a factory door panel, you got armrests and a window crank and all that stuff in the way. You need to know where that's at. So we got that. And lastly was the dash. We scanned the dash separately. That way I could turn it on or off, which is real handy when you're trying to run the A-pillar bars. So if we put all that together, we've got an interior, we've got the bottom, we have a door panel, which I placed all that in there. Check that out, pretty cool. And then, boom, we got a dash. So this is everything we need to build this car. I've already been playing around with it a little bit. I'm going to turn off the door panel because it's kind of in the way. If I come over here, the floor is so nice. I was actually able to put my own brackets in here. So check this out. I thought this was pretty cool. So these are A-body brackets I make for Kirky seats for these cars. So they dropped right in place. I put them in. I went ahead and put my driver in here in a Kirky so we could see how he positions when we get this cage made. And then now we're ready to start drawing. I set up some views so I can cut it away, which is nice too. So we got side views, we got a front view, got a bottom view, and I'll give you a sneak peek. I already have the main hoop in. I think I got it where I want it. So that's why I had the car cut in half so I can really roll this thing in nice and tight. And yeah, that's where we're at with it. I think it looks great so far. So I'm excited to get to work on this. There's a lot of hours of work ahead of me to get everything positioned, but this is a perfect start. So stay tuned. We'll see you.